So, turns out the Earth isn't flat, so I couldn't fit my time to your time zone, so you're not gonna be able to watch me play live my own demo. So this is a recording, and I'm gonna show you how my father lied general plays, and hopefully it's gonna give you a better idea of what kind of a game it is actually. So we're gonna start with the most famous language, obviously, Japanese. Okay, I'm using Unreal Engine to make my game, and this is the logo of the infamous Lunar Games. So this soundtrack is actually composed by me. Uh, I wanted, the beginning of the game to relate some kind of a emotional story to come. So hopefully I was able to hit that mark. So I don't know. You tell me. So of course you can change to other languages. There are 7 languages mainly in my demo, and who knows, maybe in the future it's gonna be more. Maybe I'm gonna put Sumerian in the future. We'll see. Right, new beginning. Obviously, in any game, at the start you should know how to play. So this is some kind of a tutorial segment for the game. It's mainly a point and click where you can look around and interact and investigate. So that's the game.
Why is there a tunnel under this place?
The voice actress Elizabeth Nightingale is really good. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to go beyond my expectation. So my English is failing me at the moment. So by the way, I'm playing the game on the engine directly because I want to show you something. Nothing you see here is 3D. Actually, the game is made entirely using images. This is just a 360-degree image, as you can see. And I did it this way so it can play well in most of computer devices. So I know it looks nice, but you cannot. I mean, can you tell it's an image? You can, in a way. I mean, you see, I'm not using a flashlight. This is a dark image which I cut in the film and feathered the edges. So you see the shadow does not interact with the light. So that's how you can tell that this is just an image. So let's move forward. All right, wooden floor, some old abandoned place. All right, so when I first designed the game, I actually wanted to have some kind of a hovering mechanics. When like I hover on something specific, it will show an icon. But I played some games, first-person games, and I remember I got frustrated because I got stuck for like a couple of days because I didn't find some small thing, and I thought the puzzle game. I mean, finding the hints should not be the challenging part. The challenging part should be the puzzles themselves. So I made it easier for people just to know what to look at, and the hard part should be the puzzle. So
Locked. Something is missing.
yep, these 2 things. There's a sign here, but I'm not gonna show until later when the full game comes out. It has some kind of a warning. Right. Oh, these are the icons merely. Well, let's get on inside. Ooh, dead body. As you can see, this is the first part of the game.
Is this some military post?
So, yeah. It looks like some kind of a military post, which is strange to find under the ground. And in the game, the main character in Hedwana, she will, it will show you that she found it under the most unexpected place, actually, under some abandoned house. Something is missing. You can see that it needs something to match with this one. So let's see. They're all locked. You can see there are some numbers. Some are still there, some have fallen off, and some are about to fall off. So we go back, and here is a map of Iraq, and this is actually my city. This is where I come from, the car. This is where you can find the ziggurat of Ur, and many other actually Mesopotamian things. Alright, so well, we found our dead body, and we know the cause of death almost. Well, this sentence is a little grim, but it gives you a little, foreshadowing of what kind of character we're dealing with, so what she have experienced. So,
All right. What's your story?
again, all you see is an image. There's nothing 3D. This is just an image which I just put in front of the view port. All this just image animation that I create.
A letter to his wife.
Right, to my wife, and he scratched the first two names for reasons that we'll find out later. Hind. My memory is tainted. I wasn't sure I was married, but your picture in my pocket and your letter before my deployment were the only things left from the outside world. Don't worry, we will defeat the invaders. Our scientists and leaders are working hard, but I don't remember what they do. I don't remember what they told me, or if they told me anything, except to guard the place from intruders. I isolated myself from here because I don't remember the two officers who were with me. I also have a picture of myself with them. Those pictures will be added later in the full game. Something made me forget. Maybe it's the thing they're working on. Whatever it is, I am willing to sacrifice. Forgive me if my message is short. I have a severe headache. Every day it becomes worse, and I can't bear it, as if something is pushing from inside. I hope to find a way to stop the headache. With love, Adil. Unfortunately, he did find a way. So we see here another note. He writes for himself some things that will help him remember. Let me have a sip from my green tea. You can watch me laugh as I lose weight. Alright, so Kadim, in Arabic pronounced Kadam. My close friend, heavy smoker, is in the picture, which will be added in the game. Born in December, like my dad. Samir, met him recently, always loses his phone, asks a lot of questions. Born in July, like me. Never forget who you are. He scratched the first name because he wrote it wrong. Adil. Obviously, he started to forget who he is, who he were. Right. Oh, sorry. Right. So. Okay. So this is the
I might need it.
thing that he used, and maybe she can use later on. Right. So here, obviously, we need a key. I'm not gonna make things easier now, would I?
Better write that down.
But write that down. Okay, so this is the first hint to how to solve the first puzzle, which is the safe, which I'm going to show you now. Kadim's locker is in the right, Samir's in the middle. Leonardo da Vinci is rolling in his grave. It's an inside joke. I will fix later. I was drawing all these things. I was drawing all these, and when I finished, I was thinking, oh, Leonardo da Vinci will roll in his grave, and then I thought, okay, let me just put it there. So I'm gonna change it, I promise, to something that will make sense. Okay, so where my love is, when Samir was born twice, and Kadim's locker equal something. There's a drawing of an open safe with a skull inside it. Alright, so now we introduce something new to the game. We have two things. The first is the notebook, which has some cuneiforms written on it. Those who can read cuneiform are hopefully feeling excited or smiling. Those who are not, this is the name of the oldest known author in history, the name of our main character in Hidwana. So that's her name. If you click on the icon, things happen, and this is the backpack. So the backpack, you have this gun. If you just hover over it, at the moment I just wrote gun key item, that's all. I want to write something much better later on. And here we have the notes. These are the notes that I use for hints. It's very simplistic. I don't want to make it too complicated. So just the things that you need to understand how to open this safe. So the safe, if we enter any random number, that's the wrong code. So how do we get the actual code? Where my love is, when Samir was born twice, and Kadim's locker. So we already know that Samir was born in July, like me. So the 7th month of the year, twice. So either 7/7 or 1/4. Let's find out. Here is where my love lives. It looks like a heart. I don't want to make it too obvious, so I make it like a broken heart, leaking heart, I don't know. So that's, as you can see, it's 3. And Kadim's loco, it's the one on the right. It looks like a 6, but there's something off about it. So it could have been a 9, which, with time just almost fell off and barely hangs on. So like I said, the puzzles are eventually solvable, but sometimes I make it a little bit harder, a little bit challenging. So at the moment, the game feels almost like an escape room, which I love. I actually did escape room for my wife during COVID lockdown. Hopefully you'll get to see that one day. Alright, so my heart is 3. And we're July twice, and the locker, it's not 6, it's 9. Thankfully there's no skull inside. The skull is just foreshadowing for whatever comes in the future in the game. So we take this kind of a pig thing, and yeah, so now we have 2 new items. Hangs up, that's what I've written at the moment. So can we leave? No, there's something I must do first. So I do that sometimes to give hints for you to keep investigating. So here we go. Another valve key. So item added. I think I can open the gate outside. Oh, I'm sorry, my camera's battery is almost running off. So if my face suddenly disappears, it's fine, you still can hear me. Alright, so let's get out and we found Kadim and Samir. Right, so can we go back? No, we have a lot to explore. So let's move on. Let's have a look at, I think it's Samir because that's his phone. I created the game, I should know. It's Samir. We have this old Nokia looking like phone with some numbers and letters on them. You cannot press anything at the moment. Actually, I wanted to write Nokia with a Q on the phone, but I thought, no need to do that. But what do you think? Should I do it? So here we have a key. All right. So use for drawer, which is the only thing we didn't check yet, but we cannot go yet. There's something missing. This is something I put on purpose so everyone can still investigate here. I'm trying to help you, you know, while you play the game. So, alright. Poor guy. That's it, nothing else. Alright. So we have a generator here and the wire is not attached and it leads to this key code which has no electricity. So let's see what we can do about that.
I need to connect the wire.
You sure do. Alright, so of course this is all animated using frame by frame. Like I said again, it's nothing is 3D, it's all pictures. So same thing here. And it works.
I think it works now.
You don't say. Alright, so seven codes, 7 numbers. You see there's this line here. I know, I'm trying to figure out how to solve that. Like I said, it's a 360-degree image and the image wraps around itself, leaving this annoying line. So I'll see what I can do about it in the future. So I think now we can go back. Not yet. We need to go here again. And check the drawer one more time. And alright, so we have a new hint. Password Greg Old. Yeah. So we go back. And if you remember the Nokia with the Q phone we have over here, so the passcode for Samir, the owner of the phone, is Greg Old. So for those who remember how we used to do it in the old days, it's these numbers, you know, so 4G Greg Old. So I actually memorized the code because I've done this many times while testing my game, so I can easily do it. It will be embarrassing if I just failed right now. Is it 3? Oh, okay. Thank God. Okay. Right. So, by the way, the position I did it on purpose. I wanted Kadim to be looking at the gate, as in, you know, like he's looking at the gate, like think about it, and he looks like he's running away from it or something like he's crawling away from it. So should we go in? Again, the game is not horror, but it does have this tense feeling, you know. It's the same feeling you have when you go to an abandoned place.
What is this place?
Yeah. So, Father has a lot of explaining to do. So we found this abandoned, some kind of an abandoned museum. And as you can see here, it's in some kind of an obelisk. So let's see what this place has. Okay, so here we find the first hint. I'm sorry. Melkor, Chesney, Bell, dead. Obelisk plus Shatarab. Shatarab is the river that appears when Tigris and Euphrates merge together. So they create this one single river called Shatarab. Thank you, Dr. Lai, for the advice. We won't forget. Foreshadowing. Right. I'm pretty proud of this area, to be honest. Because for the people who played the previous demo or saw the previous version, this place looked much, well, I wouldn't say bad, but right now looks gorgeous. So anyhow. Translation of a German letter from 1575. This area actually gives some perspective to the story of the game. So there's a little bit more reading than the rest of the game. Well, there are a lot of reading, but just to explain the story and to show some things. So there is actually, it's a German letter from 1575. I wrote it, it's inspired by true things actually. It's a man named Leonhard. He actually a German guy who went to Iraq and to the Middle East to find some herbs, and actually ended up trying to help some people in Iraq in the south. And his friend Melchior, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name right, like he called on or contact him in a way to tell him to come to continue doing what he's asked him for to do for his company. So this is me imagining what happened. So dear Leonhard, I have been informed through the two exporters in Tripoli, which is in Lebanon, that you have left Baghdad in order to treat patients in a village in the south. They say you found them with disfigured skin and hallucinating. I know you aspire to be noble, but what they describe to me is a waste of time. What you see there might be some kind of a plague that you can do nothing about. But you can still do what I sent you for, and it is to find herbs and medicines for our company. I beg you to return to Baghdad and Mosul, for you will not be able to cure what they call there, as I have been told by our friends in Tripoli, I'm not sure if I pronounced it right, Trabils in Arabic, the curse of the ancient masters of the land. The north is safer for you than the south, in the kingdom of the Ottomans. Your sincere friend, Melchior, director of the Menelik Pharmaceutical Company. Right. And that is the famous Miss Gertrude Bell, a famous archaeologist who actually have a big role in shaping what Iraq is right now, maybe. So anyhow, Miss Gertrude Bell, adventurer, explorer, archaeologist, spy. Many actually, if not all, most archaeologists at the time were working for their own governments, because they have very good knowledge of the region and the area, the language and the people and the culture, of course, which helped, colonization significantly. She drew the Iraqi borders. She was born on July 14th, 1868, into a wealthy family in Washington, New Hull, England, currently known as Dame Margaret. She died on July 12, 1926, from an overdose of sleeping pills. Maybe it was suicide. Some people speculated like that, but in my fictional world, maybe assassination. So, the artifacts in the lower shelves are from Assyrian era, but I don't recognize the ones on top. What are they? Like I said, there are some, like I mentioned before, there are some historic facts and things that have been that artifacts that existed, but in my game I created some kind of a new thing which will be explained much more in details later on. So let's check this obelisk. An Assyrian obelisk. What is it doing here? So that's how they used to write on those obelisks in the old times. Obelisk found in 1865 in Nineveh, dated to 825 BC, during the reign of Shalmaneser III. Translation: Shalmaneser III, great king, strong king of the world, king of Assyria, king of countries, builder of the palace of Kala, heir of Ashur, Nasrpal II, he is me. This is how they used to, write down these things. They really boast around. Having considered, literally, carried to mind, the suffering of our Arab allies, the first time they mentioned Arab people was through Shalmaneser III. Shalmaneser III is the first one who mentioned people called Arabs, historically. So he is me, conquered Era's evil, buried his effect, healed his victims. Era, the god of plague, Literally, the infectious curse was hidden under the sea of the past, is now hidden under the sands of the present. Sorry. I've been talking. I need my sip of green tea. Sorry. Hidden under the sands of the present. Died of suffocation. You probably have finished reading that this long before I do. But I'll try to go on. Maybe someone likes my voice. Died of suffocation, literally without air. A testament to the power of Shalamansa III, and a testament to the friendship of Shalamansa of Jundub, Arab, which means grasshopper. It's Arabic grasshopper. I actually met a guy named Jundub, so you have a name that survived 3,000 years. So that's kind of interesting. Whoever does not testify, believe, or change my obelisk, or destroy my name, write his name, bury it with dirt, throw it with water, may the god Enlil, Adad, and the king of the country pluck his offspring. May he and his army not stand before the king facing him. May the god Nergal seize by sweeping force, not by any force, it has to be sweeping, his treasures and the treasures of his country. May the god Ishtar, our beloved, the mistress of the battle, many people think that she's just the goddess of love, but she's actually the goddess of war, sweep away his weapons and the weapons of his army. May the god Ashur, my personal god, be lurking in evil for him forever. No, this obelisk may be one of the oldest records found about people called Arabs. So, and by the way, that's how most, stels or obelisk or whatever, any king writes as a compliment, it always ends like that. I think the camera is gone now, yeah. Anyhow, so let's move on. So here we have maps of Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia, 3,500 BC. And this is 1,000 years later, 2,500 BC. So, oh, there's a door. Of course it's locked. Sorry, I'm gonna make my phone silent. Yeah, right. So we have this also, 1,500 BC map. And then we have Mesopotamia 1000 BC. That's when, historically, this is when the river merged for the first time, creating Shat al-Arab. This did not exist for a very long time, until 3,500, around 3,000 years ago. So before that, those two rivers were separate, and then the water receded, and this happened. Oh, this is an actual historic figure like Miss Bell. His name is Francis Chesney. The character doesn't read about him much, but you know. These notes pave the way for the events that will save our country and guarantee peace for its people. This is the fictional part for my game. From the memoirs of Francis Chesney during his travels on the Efforts Road. So what you're about to see now is everything happened except the last part, some of the last part. So, page 1. Today is March 12th, in the year of our Lord, 1835. We arrived aboard the George Canning's ship with all the materials needed to build our steamboats for our expedition along the Euphrates River. I do not know how long we will stay here, but I believe that we will be able to secure a new route that will take us to India through this waterway from Anatolia, without the trouble of crossing through the southern coast of Africa, and in order to ensure that King William IV's land would remain safe from Russian expansion, preventing any threat to British rule in India. I'm drinking my tea, you cannot see me, I know. So, page 2. With the blessings of our ally, the Sultan, and after a year of preparation, we started our journey from Anatolia on the 16th day of March, the day I was born, in order to immortalize this day with the success of our expedition, and so that the people may not forget the one who discovered the shortest way to India. Page 3. The day started with a good weather and full of promises. Then it ended with a disaster. A storm and a heavy rain fell upon us. We barely saved ourselves, but we lost the other boat. We found some survivors, and when we reached the city of Anna, I ordered the survivors to go home, since we could not afford to pay them after such a loss. We stayed in Anna for historical research. Our Arabic-speaking companion from Anatolia says that the people here are very happy. I have never had such hospitality before. I noticed that there is some sensitivity between northerners and southerners, and it is said that this is due to religious reasons. But after I listened to what the people in the streets say, it seems to me that it was more a political reason than a religious one. Things never change, I guess. A strange thing happened. For some reason, and after we set off from Anna, I forgot one of the crew members, my friend Ainsworth, back in the port. I don't know how it happened. Not only he is my friend, but also he is a surgeon and a geologist. That is to say, he is one of the most important people on this journey after me. He had to walk for 2 days to catch up with us. Actually happened, by the way. Alright, so that's the last part of the message, which is, a mix of true and fiction. We had to stop on the banks due to an engine failure. Meanwhile, we found ourselves surrounded by half-naked people. The interpreter spoke to them for a while, then told us that we were not welcomed. They seemed sick, and their limbs were very small. When I asked my interpreter why they did not accept us, he said simply that this region is cursed, and that whoever stays here for too long, Ira, the translator does not know what this word means, will take years from your life, he will take your health, and he will take your sanity. I saw one of them pointing to a deformity on his face, but not even Eisenworth knew what caused it. We were so disgusted by what we were seeing. Some of them even vomited in front of us. Sorry for the graphic, visualization. The interpreter told us at the end that we must leave the place, or else you will not be able to leave like them. We made our way to the sea, and I told Eisenworth to change what he wrote about these people to only say that we had met little people in the marshes, not wanting to lose the support of our funding officials, who most of them are superstitious. Right, so finally we come here. Staff only. Yeah, it is strange to find a place under the ground like that, and just before that there were 3 dead bodies. So why would you find a staff only? So here is the last puzzle for the demo. You have all these 4 passcodes, and if you get one of them wrong, you're gonna have to start from the beginning. So we have our hints: Melchior, Chesney, Bell, dead, Obelisk, plus Shuttle Arab. And the only thing they have in common is they have dates on their plaques or messages or whatever. So here it goes. I memorized all of them, of course. The Melchior letter was in 1575, yeah? Chesney was the second one. It was in 1835. Okay, if I make one mistake, I'm gonna start all over. Bell, we had 2 dates, but as we remember, there was a symbol of a dead emoji, I would call it. So it was 1926. And the last code is a combination of the dates between Shuttle Arab, which is 1000 BC, and the dates when the obelisk, the fictional obelisk, was found, which is 1865, which means it's 2865.
Okay. Let's see what secrets you have in there.
Someone is out there. Someone is with her. Or something. In old times, the witch doctors treated people. They told them to stay away from dirty places because in there live demons too small for our eyes to see. They enter the body and caused us to become ill. Today we call them microorganisms, viruses, bacteria, and parasites. What was once accused as curse and magic is now called science. And that's it. That's the demo. The secrets will remain buried. For now. So hopefully the secrets will be revealed by the end of the year. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you want to, have a go, try it. It's free, the demo, on Steam. And please let me know how's your experience going. These are all my social media handlers. My website, my YouTube. Mostly I'm on Twitter. Instagram is also okay. Those two also. Least because I'm new at this, I'm still learning how to use Discord. But yeah, this is the demo at the moment, and hopefully you enjoyed this, and wishlist my game if you'd like to know more about Who Does Journey. Thank you.